Killa Kush, back at it again with more kalokohan, and in this video, we are doing yet again another episode of Rich Bitch University. I don't want to be a broke bitch, you don't want to be a broke bitch, nobody wants to be a broke bitch here. Literally nobody. But with all the tips and tricks I'm going to be sharing today, please keep in mind I am not a financial advisor. I'm not like a licensed kinemer. Basta alam niyo yun, yung mga parang yes, kumakaano. Basta like, I'm not a banker or anything of that sort. I'm just a bitch with a couple of tips and tricks that might help you out. Just like the last episode, whatever I say here, I'm not forcing any of you to do it or follow it. I'm not telling you where to invest your money, what to do with your money. But these are things that I've done that hopefully worked for you as well. One last thing. Also, I'm sorry ang daming kinemer. It's just, alam mo naman, in this day and age, I say one wrong thing, I'm cancelled. It's over. My career ended.
I think I've been doing this long enough to realize that no matter what people perceive of me, I always shine through at the end of the day.
So I just want to lay it out there that I have always acknowledged my privilege, and a lot of the things that I will be sharing today come from a place of privilege, a background of privilege, and it's never something I've denied. Of course, I'm grateful for it, and I wish everybody had the same opportunities that I did, even more privilege than I had. I don't take it lightly, so yeah, take everything I say with a grain of salt. Okay, ang dami ng chika, let's just get into it. I already did kind of like my base because parang same lang din naman yung base ko every single time. Feeling ko sawang-sawa na kayo. See me do my base because it's the same every time and hasn't changed for probably like 6 months now. So, primer, e.l.f. putty primer in the mattifying one because I have oily skin. And then I mix these two. I have the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter and then the BLK Daydream Airy Sunscreen SPF 50 and Butterscotch. So I mix these two. And you have this, bitch. Sometimes I don't use this though. It's only when I have like a shoot or like a really nice look that I want to go for that illuminating finish or like events, occasions. Kasi mahal to, tangin na talaga to. As in, like I hate na it's so good because girl, I'm just gonna keep buying it. But this one alone is pretty good too. Okay, let's get into it. But if you haven't watched the first, I highly recommend that you watch the first episode because it's a more like in-depth crash course of all your basic questions like what banks do I use, where do I invest, and it's just an overall crash course on how to be a rich bitch. But this episode we are focusing on saving as a student, especially online banking, and kind of like hacks, tips and tricks that are very easy, convenient, and less time consuming and dumb bitch friendly. Okay, so let's bronze. I'm using the Physicians Formula Matte bronzer. Love, love, love. I just got this a couple of months ago. I really like it. And the Cloche Flame brush. This is a face brush, but I'm using it to bronze because it gives like such a natural finish. But anyway, first question is, please reco banks with high interest. Right now, the highest interest that you can get is actually on Paymaya. They have a 6% interest rate. Sobrang nakakaloka yun because 6% is basically unheard of. Parang when you initially think of 6%, honestly, in my mind, parang shit, parang scam ba to? Kasi sobrang laki talaga ng 6%. Because, girl, let's crunch some numbers here, okay? Let's say you put in 100 pesos. What's 6% of that? 6 pesos. So, yung 100 pesos mo magiging 106 pesos over the course of time. And you're not even doing anything with your money. Gets ba? Like, you're not investing it, you're not growing it. Nakatambak lang siya doon. And your bank is doing the work for you. And again, if you didn't watch the first episode, what is interest? Interest is basically how much you earn, how much the bank gives you for choosing them to invest in, to put your money in. Gets ba? Because dun talaga yung labanan ng mga banks ngayon eh. Because you can put your money naman in literally any bank. Carry naman yun. But the difference talaga is in the interest na why would you put your money there? Syempre, because it's gonna earn the most sitting there. Because technically, that bank is benefiting off of you na pinili mo sila, diba? Ginawa ka, charot. Pero gets. So, Paymaya really gives back with that, and it's 6%. Again, that's huge. You guys should definitely check it out. Now, we're gonna go in with blush. This is one of my favorite palettes. It's the e.l.f. palette. This is my favorite travel, like compact, pang retouch blush. Hacks or tips for students like me who wants to buy stuff I want but has to save. So, one hack or one tip I did, like I'm really kasi into online banking because it's very convenient kasi syempre I'm very phone clingy. We're always on our phone din naman, so I make sure to utilize all of those assets. So one of the things I do sometimes is the money that I have in cash, yun talaga yung panggastos ko. As in, yung pang everyday, that's what I use. And then the money that I have in, let's say, my PayMaya account, hindi ko yun gagalawin. That's not for touching, that's not for spending, gets ba? Like, you separate your cash money from your online banking money. Kasi syempre, I remember when I was still a student, I would use cash a lot in everyday situations kasi syempre sa school, I don't think they use online banking din naman in school. So you pay for your lunch, your recess in cash. So that's what I would do. Like, I would literally withdraw lang yung for the week na cash. And then the rest, hindi ko na i-withdraw. Para that's how I limit din how much I spend. And then since usually what I spend that money on are things that I really need, what's left of that, that's what I used to save on, let's say, the things that I want. Like makeup, yung mga budol sa Shopee, alam mo na. Pero gets, like, at least all your needs were met, and then yung tira na lang from your needs in cash, that's what you spend on your wants without having to touch your savings account on PayMaya or any of your investments, gets ba? Kasi naka-separate na siya. But if you want to stick to just online banking, one of my other favorite things to do is, I'll show you guys. So on PayMaya, there's a wallet and then there's a savings account. So I hid my money, like, there, I love that feature, and you can hide, you can click the eye so you can hide your money.
Ladies, may we get a word?
Hide the money, y'all! There's poor people around!
So you have a wallet feature, then you have a savings feature. So you have those two options, and then what I do is, let's say yung wallet ko, yun talaga yung panggastos. So that's where I put, let's say, my budget for the week, or budget for 2 weeks, budget for a month. Again, depende yun per person. Kasi syempre, we all have different lifestyles, and how you spend your money, minamatch din yun sa lifestyle, diba? So there, you allot, let's say, your weekly, monthly budget in your wallet, and then your savings, yun lang yung pang savings, so that you can really see how much you're spending on your needs, how much you're spending on your wants. Highlighter is also from Elf. Loves it. We also have a question, which is, how do we even use a debit card? So I wasn't able to talk about this in the last episode, but I'm not sure if you guys know the difference between a debit and a credit card. So I'm sure you hear these two terms a lot, so let's talk about it. Make it simple na lang. A debit card is kind of like your savings account with a card, so that whenever you spend money, nade-deduct lang siya from that account. Gets by, you're spending your own money. You're not borrowing from the bank. It's like you're just using your savings account, but you're using a card to spend that money with. But when it comes to a credit card kasi, you're kind of like borrowing from a bank. A lot of credit cards have many different limits, spending limits. So mine isn't that high. So I have this 10,000 peso credit card. That means na 10,000 pesos lang pwede kong i-spend every month. So within 1 month, I cannot exceed 10,000 because the card will literally be declined. Ay, hindi talaga siya gagana. You can also apply for like higher ones, but there are ways to go around it. You have to like consistently pay your credit cards in time for them to offer you one. Sometimes your bank just calls actually, and then they offer you a higher spending limit. But personally, I like to keep my credit card limit very, very low para hindi ako matempt. Like, even if other people, they say na, oh, it's good to have a really big spending limit to like really maximize your card. And like a lot of rich people, they really say na parang using a credit card, you should use it to your advantage talaga, because you should never like, anyway, there's a lot of rules about investments and businesses, but that's for another episode. But anyway, so for credit cards, you're basically spending money that is not your own, that you will pay back. The catch is, may interest syempre yun for borrowing their money. So you know how the bank pays you interest for putting your money in the bank. For the credit card naman, you have to pay the bank interest for borrowing their money. So parang it's like opposite. But the interest usually, again, it varies. Maraming promos din, maraming banks na parang may 0% interest, parang mga pakulong ganun. So, 0% interest would mean na, let's say, out of the 10,000 sa card na yon, ginastos mo lahat. Like, pumili ka ng makeup, pumili ka ng microwave, kung ano-ano, nag-grocery ka. 0% interest means na pinira mo yung pera na yon, tapos binayaran mo na walang patong. Gets ba? Because like, I'm sure you're all aware of like 5-6, diba? Like when you borrow money and you have to pay back the 5,000 na 6,000 na. May 20% interest yun. But personally, I wouldn't suggest you get a credit card from the get-go. Especially if you're not good, if you're not yet disciplined in handling your money, because there are a lot of like consequences, of course, if hindi mo yun mabayaran. So don't think about getting a credit card first. I would say like practice muna setting your budgets, really working with those budgets, especially with the debit card. Is it better to pay cash on delivery or online payment if shopping online? So again, different things work for different people, but I will say, you know what, this is a really good question. Personally, I like spending for online shopping online na. I like deducting it right away from my account already, and again, this is probably another possible life hack or shopping hack for you guys, kasi the problem minsan with COD is mentally, you're going to be like, shit, mga 1 to 2 weeks from now pa lang ako gagastos. Di ko na muna iisipin how much I'm gonna spend on that. Or like, you're gonna tell yourself na, oh, in 1 to 2 weeks, afford ko na yon. Diba? May parang mentality na ganon, and we can't deny that because sometimes even I think about it that way. So, the best thing is, if you're really going to buy it, take it na agad from your debit card or from your wallet or from whatever budget that you set out to spend, and spend it now so that when it arrives, number one, hindi ka na ma-hassle to pay kuya because it's a seamless transaction, you just receive it. But second, because it's already taken from your wallet, not your savings, because we're not touching that shit. Let's say it's taken na, nabawas na siya. Number two, it ups the value of the thing that you're buying. Na isipin mo talaga, shit, gusto ko ba talaga to right now? When it arrives in 2 weeks, will I still like it? Like, there's more thought that goes into it rather than just saying like, in 2 weeks, let's think about it then. You know, even if it's a small product, and that's another thing for students, like, even if you think na, maliit lang yun, it's something I need, do you really need it though? Like, do you really need it? Do you really want it? Kasi there's so many other ways to like put that money in. Kasi parang honestly, when I was a teenager, marami akong makeup na binibili just because I want it lang. Not because I need it. And thinking about all that money I spent back then, shit, ang dami kong, by the way, sorry, I have lash extensions for the first time. I don't know if you know this, but your girl's looking super fly. And these are from the Strand. I did a shoot with them recently. It's Maggie Wilson's new brand. I feel like the lashes look really good. I've had them for almost a week now. I'm just brushing them out and they still look pretty fresh. There's so many other things na pwede kong gastusan back then when I was a lot younger, and I could have saved that money. I could have honestly like bought so much more investments with it, but I spent it on the most useless shit. And sometimes I look back and I'm like, well, you live and you learn, so I hope you're learning from this, bitch. So, if you're gonna shop online, take it na agad from your budget. Take it na from your wallet and not your savings account so that you can really feel the gastos right away. Because the problem with online shopping is that compared to when you're shopping in the mall, na when you go to the counter, check it out, there's that whole exchange, that whole experience na you're like lining up, you're really thinking like, do I really want this? Kasha ba talaga to sa akin? Bagay ba? How many times ko ito masusuot? Ma-ROI ko ba? Like, all these things are going through your head, from picking it up to the fitting room to lining up. All of these thoughts. But online, just because you saw it, you want it now, and it's so fast to check out. It literally takes like 5 seconds to be like, okay, add to cart, check out, done. You don't feel the gastos, you don't feel the spending until it gets to your doorstep, and by then, sometimes you don't even want it as bad as you did 2 weeks ago when you first ordered it. So, pay online, guys. Pay online. But again, that's what works for me. Okay, so we're gonna go with the smoky eye. I really love these eye paint duos. These are from Strokes. I feel like they really last all night, especially when I'm clubbing, when I'm out all night. I don't really like my makeup moving. I want it to stay all night. And these are some of my favorites from Strokes. These 3 ones. They have so many other shades. How old do you have to be to open a bank account? In the previous video, I shared how I've had a bank account basically since I was like 4 or 5 years old. And my mom, again, very privileged. Thanks to her, very grateful to her that she set up a bank account na agad for me at that age to put like a lot of money that I get on my birthdays, on Christmas, and to kind of start introducing financial literacy and responsibility to me para you start young, diba? So I honestly think you can start as early as now. Like, literally, if you're like 13 years old and you're watching this, go. Diba? It's better to start earlier than later. But if you're in your 20s and you still don't have a bank account, don't worry about it. Never too late to open a bank account. Okay, we're blending that out, that pretty chocolate color. Next question is, as a student, where can I invest my money? Probably 100 pesos po. Okay, so 100 pesos, if you're thinking about investing that, that's like really good. Like, congrats that you're even thinking about that, because so many people, they would rather spend that 100 pesos on lip tint than whatever. And I'm not shaming them, I'm just saying na, damn, that's grown. Like, I love that for you as a student, like thinking to invest, because again, like, I got like into crypto as a student as well. I was in like second year college, so it's great that you're thinking about this, because your future self will really thank you. So there's two places that are really great to invest. Of course, stocks, crypto. Crypto is probably more my alley, like stocks not so much. Crypto, that shit's my jam. I'll show you guys what I've been playing around with. Cannot show you the amount, so I'm just gonna block it out. So this is what it looks like, diba? You have that crypto option right there, so I'm just gonna click that. You're going to see all of these different coins that you can buy, which is really cool, because you can see pa how much it changed in over 24 hours, yung cost ng coin. So for example, Tether, it went up plus 0.1% in 24 hours. Cardano, or like EDA, it went down 1.7%. Bitcoin, it went down 2.91%. And again, how you earn from this, you buy when it's low, you sell when it's high. Kasi syempre, like kahit let's say, reseller ka ng leche flan. Let's say, binili mo yung per Tupperware ng leche flan ng 75. Diba? Binili mo yun low. So, pag bibenta mo yun, usually yung benta mo ng leche flan, what? 100, 125, 150. Dun ka kikita. So, just like crypto, yes, analogy, leche flan. So, just like crypto, bibili mo yung crypto ng, let's say ito, because it's lower now, ng, let's check a cheap one, Matic, Polygon, it's down 3.75%. You guys are gonna see that over there. It's down 3.75%. So, 33 pesos nga lang yung isa. So, if you're going to spend 100 pesos, you can already buy 3 coins. Kasi 33 times 3, 99. So, gets with just 100 pesos, you already have 3 coins. And then, tataas to for sure. Usually kasi when it's down, don't worry, aakyat din yan eventually. But then there are some, to be fair, there are some that kind of stay stagnant for a while. So you have to do your research. Always do your research. Check out what coins to buy. I cannot tell you what coins to buy, what coins to invest in, but do your research as well. Because I have so many coins. I literally have like 25 coins. So I have, again, a bunch of different amounts. There are some I put like literally 1K lang. There are some I put like 20K. So iba-iba din based on the research that I do. So, let's say Polygon, diba, it's negative 3.72% now. That's going to go up in a few weeks or a few months or whatever. So, yung 100 pesos mo, let's say, for example lang to, a month from now, 50 pesos na to. It went up by 17 pesos. So, how much did you earn from your 100 pesos in just 1 month? Roughly, your 99 pesos became like 150 pesos. You know, roughly, let's just say, because these things grow and you just have to pay attention to the charts.
Look at this graph!
And check what is healthy and what is not. As I said in the previous episode, a healthy chart or a healthy graph is when it looks like a heartbeat. So parang it goes up, it goes down, goes up, it goes down, like dug 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 dug, yes, dug dug. So gets ba? It's not healthy if it just stays down. It's just like up and then down for a really long time. That doesn't seem healthy. That sounds like a dead bitch.
Miss Keisha. Oh my fucking god, she fucking dead.
So no, we're not going for that bitch. We're going for a healthy bitch. So that is one of the first things that you can invest in for sure. It's also more low risk because again, you don't have to spend that much. It is just allowance, extra pesos you have on the side. I remember there's even a time I was saving like 5 pesos a day. And I know it doesn't sound like a lot because it's literally just a coin. At the end of the week, let's say Monday to Friday, I have 25 pesos. By the end of the month, I have 100 pesos. I can easily just invest that. And then, hopefully, it doubles. And then, by next month, may 200 pesos na ako. The month after that, the 200 doubles, it becomes 400 pesos. And I know it sounds like a scam, and it's kind of hard to understand because, again, there's deeper meanings and the science behind crypto, and it's what I mentioned in the previous episode. But if you're smart with your money, you do your research, and you invest in the right things, and you take your money out as well during the right times, you'll be good, baby, I swear. Next question is how to manage wants versus needs without feeling like you're depriving yourself. And you have that whole deserve ko to eme mindset. Wait, let's just check the eyes. Is that so fun? Like, I feel like I haven't done a smoky eye in so long. How I manage my wants versus needs is I also consider my investments as part of my needs. So, medyo malaki talaga yung mga needs ko per month compared to like what you would expect. Kasi when you think of like needs, you would think, accidentally like put the entire ass wand like on my finger. Damn, that looks like shit. A lot of people think na pag needs, what are those things? And your bills, your food, pero sinasama ko rin yung investments ko dun because those are things that I need to grow my money, to enhance my life, to buy a house, to buy a new car. Because you guys know my car is literally, I have a 1997 RAV4 and a family car which is a 2007 CRV or 2008 CRV. I don't even know, but they're janky, okay? So I have dreams and I have goals, and one of the things I always tell myself is you have to have goals that excite you but also scare you. You can't set a goal na parang attainable masyado or feeling mo ma-achieve mo in a short amount of time. You have to set a goal na attainable over a longer amount of time. That's what I suggest. And the kind na pag inisip mo yung goal na yon, hindi yung parang shit, never ko yun magagawa, parang it's too far. You need to set a goal where you're like, damn, kaya ko yun if I work hard enough for X amount of time or if I save for X amount of time. A lot of those dreams that we have, diba, are our wants. I don't really need a big car. I don't really need a new car. I don't really need a new house. I could stay in this house for as long as I wanted, but I have those wants in mind. And how am I going to achieve those wants? If I set the mindset na, okay, I can only spend on my needs because it's like long-term gratification. Isipin mo na, all of these small, short-term things, all these itty-bitty whatevers, thingamabobs, are very little, but when you add it up, it's the cost of something so big. It's the cost of your big dream na, or an investment that could get you to your big dream. Gets ba yun? Parang, you have to set that mindset na talaga na all of these little things that you're spending on na wants are taking you away from your big dreams. They are distracting you, pulling you away, pushing you farther away from the big things that you really want in life. Maybe it could be a condo, maybe it could be a Vespa, it could be whatever dreams that you have in mind. All of these little wants aren't wants, they're distractions. So that's the mindset that you kind of have to like play out. And also that, like, something that I always think about, like, whenever I'm about to buy something, because I check my crypto, inisip ko na, shit, isang ganto, ilang coins na yon. When I think of those coins, I don't just think na, let's say, it's a 2,000 peso coin. It's not worth 2,000 pesos. It's gonna be worth even more than that from a month from now. So, when I think of these material things that I want, these small, short-term gratification things. Kasi inisip ko, deserve ko to, I worked hard. Must deserve ko something bigger. I know my worth, and I remind myself that my worth is so much more than bronzer. I deserve a house. I deserve a car. I deserve all the things that I dream of. So, when I tell myself deserve ko to, I don't deserve a new bronzer. No. I deserve to save. I deserve to invest, so that I can achieve bigger things in my life and slay on these bitches. Again, everything I've said, take it with a grain of salt though, do your own research. I came from a place of privilege and I am not a financial advisor, but I'm a dumb bitch that's a low-key rich bitch, so I must know, hopefully, a thing or two. Anyway, I'll see you bitches next time in episode 3. Bye! Killa Kush out.